Welcome, everybody, to Funeral Nation episode number 59. This is the last episode of what we call 2016, and we're going to be moving on to 2017. And today, Jeff, what do we got coming up?
This is going to be a great show. And speaking of which, we have to give a little bit of a rollout for our folks that the FAST Funding Group who are sponsoring this. They jumped on board this year. I'm grateful with Jamie. We're going to see some cool stuff with them coming up this year. So let's go ahead and start the show off by rolling his promo video.
Hello, all you FNers. Jamie Meredith here with C&J Financial, American Funeral Financial, and Funeral Funding Center. We're stoked to bring you the Funeral Nation web show every single week. Guys, every day our office is bombarded with calls from funeral directors just like you all across the country who are just sick and tired of waiting weeks or sometimes months for payment on their insurance assignment cases. That is insane. There is a better way. Our group currently works with more than 3,000 funeral homes nationwide and funds more than 40,000 funerals annually. And we'd love to show you why so many of your colleagues use us to process and fund all of their insurance claims. Check us out at cjf.com, americanfuneralfinancial.com, and funeralfundingcenter.com today for more information. Remember, always be finer than split frog hair in 4 different directions. Cheers, y'all.
Fantastic. So what are we going to highlight today on the last episode of 2016?
We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to review the top news from 2016, and the commander made a few predictions in 2016. We want to look and see if what I said came true. And then we're going to take a look at 2017 and figure out, throw some stuff up on the board, see if it sticks.
That's right.
So, Ryan, what's the biggest news stories 2016 that came out connecting directors?
Well, I think that this year was the kind of the year of the casket company. A lot of the big stories had the news-wise had to do with the casket companies. One, Batesville closing plants in Mississippi. Aurora Casket Company moving some production down to Mexico, altering their product line, closing a couple plants. Sitch Casket Company breaking into the marketplace in the fourth quarter of 2016 and really disrupting the traditional casket model, how funeral directors buy caskets, the delivery schemes. They're really shaking things up. And I think, finally it came out in 2016 that in 2015, it's the first time that the cremation rate surpassed burial. So I think that alone had a huge effect on the big news with the casket companies.
I agree with you. I think, certainly in those two towns are singing, Vaya con Dios, because they're making their stuff down south. It'll be interesting. I guess this year we can have a choice. You can go Mexican or go Chinese, right? Go. Which one's the better one? But yeah, it is interesting. And certainly cremation is not going away. I swear it's not, but, I'm going to talk about that a little later because it's really gotten almost to a point of ridiculousness, the way that we're addressing this.
It's unreal. So big news stories in 2016. I think it's going to get even crazier for 17. And speaking of 2016, though, first, you looked in your crystal ball at the end of last year on Funeral Nation and on the Funeral Commander blog, and you made some predictions of what was going to happen in this profession in 2016. Why don't you highlight some of those? And I can't remember that lady that was the psychic that was big. Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Do your best, Miss Cleo. Let's see how.
All right, so we'll make some predictions from Miss Cleo. Certainly, I might be able to do something with thinking what's in here. In fact, I'll do that. Last year, I wrote on the Funeral Commander blog, I wrote, consolidation and strategic alliances will be king. Vendors, manufacturers, funeral homes alike will continue to merge and initiate working together in our increasingly challenging market. And the answer is, anybody hear about D.O. McComb being sold? I mean, think about it. They're the largest of I think one of the larger funeral homes in the country got purchased by SCI. And I think we're going to see more corporate consolidation because that's going to be the only way to survive long term. So either you get with somebody or you get left out. I'll talk about that for 2017. Okay. The educated funeral consumer will drive the market. Funeral homes will struggle to convince consumers to make decisions based on their particular home's funeral model, not the consumer need or desire. You know, I just recently attended, wait, let me open that up. Here's the answer. I just recently attended a seminar, and we're talking about the same dadgum thing we did 5 years ago. Cremation's rising. Anybody know that? And by the way, why are we telling people how to talk to people about cremation? Really? Anyway, still struggling because we're not changing our model. All right, here we go. The growing segment of cash-strapped consumers will gravitate toward value-based brands offerings of funeral service that will be burial or cremation. You can't buy a Cadillac with bus fare. I think families are going to continue to struggle. Guess what? That's still true. We've got families that are continuing to struggle, and is causing an issue for funeral homes as well, because the apex of funeral home financial health and serving families are being challenged right now. Unfortunately, funeral home discounts to get the business, and that's not the answer. I have some solutions for this, but you got to write me a check for me to tell you. Anyway, all right. I ain't giving away nothing free. All right, here we go. The curtain will continue to lift on funeral home pricing. Is this a year that the FTC mandates funeral homes GPL online? The launch of parting certainly started the discussion. Answer is, yeah, guess what? It's getting more and more. In fact, I think this is the year that we'll see the FTC make a move. I do know that there's some stuff coming onto the market that's going to continually challenge and work through IT and the internet for people, consumers, to make choices. Get on or get off. You know what? The funeral consumers' habits for shopping and research doesn't change what they do every day. So step it up, folks. All right. So social media will continue to have impact on those funeral homes and vendors that make concerted efforts to create their brand messaging to consumers. Duh! Hey, guess what? The Lions Club isn't cutting it. And my favorite, the paper placemat. Gosh, that drives a man. You know what? Get on the social media train, y'all. Look, this interweb ain't going to go away. And the way that you communicate with families is going to get better. Ryan, I think we'll make a prediction about this in a few minutes.
Yep.
All right. Here's one of my favorites. Someone will develop an industry-changing urn. Did happen. All right. So we'll see an increase of do-it-yourself life planning sites researching directly consumers, wills, POAs, advanced medical directives, funeral planning guides, etc. They're doing a better job reaching consumers than we are. This is a growing segment. Get your stuff up to date. Have something that consumers are looking for and provide it for them on your website. Finally, here's my favorite one of all. Nothing's going to change. The soothsayers and pundits will continue to pound the drum of, we need to get the consumers to see it our way. A concept that's contrary to our business. Introductions of services and products will emerge only be met with, we ain't never done that before, or our families ain't going for that. Well, you know what? We keep hearing from the I've contributed nothing and have everything to say.
Yep.
But guess what? It's going to change. You gotta get on the effing bandwagon, folks. Effing change, effing step it up with your brand.
That's right.
Here's the 3 answers I'm going to give you for free. You got to charge more, do more business, or cut costs. One of the 3.
There you go.
Actually, all 3. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. All right. So, who is this segment brought to us by,
Well, talking
Ryan?
about change, let's highlight Stitch Casket Company, one that's really disrupting and changing the casket market. Let's roll that promo.
Funeral Nation is sponsored by Stitch Casket, importers of premium hardwood and fine metal caskets created exclusively for the North American marketplace. Is it a Stitch casket or one of the top U.S. brands? Only your accountant can tell the difference. Visit Sitch Casket or contact your Sitch distributor.
All right, Mr. Commander, we're just a few days away from the new year, and it's time to make some predictions for the upcoming year, 2017.
Yeah, I'm just going to go out there and stay on the consolidation bandwagon. I think not only for funeral homes, but for vendors, casket companies, everybody's going to have to start working together.
Yeah.
It's not a segment in society anymore. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going to stay in my lane, and I'll look at the media side and social media specifically. I think 2016 we saw a big shift, more funeral homes embracing social media. I think 2017 is the year where funeral homes realize they have to stop doing it the old way, and they have to get on social media. And those that do not get on social media, and I don't mean just create a Facebook page with obituaries. Funeral homes are being extremely innovative in the way that they're engaging families on social media through the transparency and really showing humanization of the brand. I think 2017 is where we see that major shift, and we stop just focusing on Facebook and we start seeing other platforms like Instagram and Snapchat and innovative ways to use those, which is really going to shock people because 90% of funeral homes still don't know what Facebook is. And now, getting on Facebook in 2017, you're even further behind than you were if you got on board in 2016. So funeral homes have to get on board and start engaging. And I really think that the companies, if we look at the vendor side, that start embracing social media in the next 5 years will be all video. And when Facebook now has a news feed that is only video on mobile, where you can click and have just the companies that you follow that put out video, and it updates you and sends you notifications when a new video goes out, that's huge. And that's really forecasting. Look, I'm not a big predictor. We're more of a reaction company and looking at where the market is and how do we get there and engage. So nothing that I'm saying is groundbreaking. It's really looking at the facts and saying, the time is now. Actually, the time was yesterday, and if you're not getting engaged, you're falling behind. But those companies that embrace video and go all in on video on social platforms, they will dominate and they will win the conversation.
Well, it's funny. You said a few things there. One was forecast using video. I think that you'll see a big announcement here in the next few weeks. In fact, Ryan, you're going to help me with this.
Absolutely.
But you're exactly right. Even from our own company here at Foresight, we're jumping in with all feet. So you either get on or get off. It just watch the parade go by.
That's right.
I have another prediction. I think that we're going to see a new urn come about that's going to change the industry this year.
You're going to stick with that, huh?
I just know that there's something big around the corner.
You're going to be able to put cremated remains in it?
It's going to, you know what? I predicted last year didn't happen. I'm optimistic, right? I'm also going to make a prediction that we're going to keep doing the same thing we've always done. The majority is, and then we're going to start seeing the emergence of the firms that are doing it the right way. They're reaching out to families. They're serving the families. They're getting their pricing right. Hey, look, bottom line is, we're in this business to make money.
Right.
Okay? We're in the business to make money. You got to charge more, do more business, cut costs. Okay? That last one hurts a little bit, but it's time. Things aren't the same anymore. Anyway, I think we'll see some emergence of really great firms, and they'll be the example to follow, the leaders.
Yep, that's it.
Anything else?
Nope. I think that segment is brought to us by Heart to Heart. Let's roll that promo.
Caring Voices by Heart to Heart. A professional grief counselor available 24/7 for pennies a day with no cost to your families. For more information, visit hearttoheartsite.com.
All right, Mr. Harbison, the Commander. I can't call you Mr. Harbison. That's way too
I know it's my dad. I'm like,
I apologize.
Who's Mr. Harbison?
The Commander. So, 2016, we hit the nail on the head. We just made some predictions for 2017. And look, we came on video, and 18,000 people in the next 5 days are going to see this and watch our predictions. So it's pretty ballsy what we're doing.
Hey, you know what? I like to put them out there and see what we're going to get out of it, right?
All right. What do we got coming up next year? Right, the next video will be next
Oh
year.
man, number one, we're going to have a great guest next week, and we're going to continue doing our WTF segment. We go back to kind of the norm after the holiday,
Yeah.
but we're excited. We'll be at ICCFA. We're going to be at the NFDA. We've got some great new sponsors that are coming on board. We're going to help post with those guys.
Yep.
And you know what? We're changing up the format this year. So I think our FNers are really going to like what we're doing.
That's it. The show is going to be delivered multiple times a week, kind of. Let's put it that way. It's going to be different, and it's going to be better because we're going to get more eyeballs, and we're going to continue to grow the presence that we have. And look, we got on the video train way before anybody else, so we're just going to keep innovating and keep dominating there. So I'm excited for 2017 and to carry on what we're doing and grow it even more, Commander. So appreciate you and what we're doing. Make sure you're engaging with us on social media. We're going to do some fun stuff through our Facebook page and our other social media channels this year as well. So make sure you're tuned in to us and engaging there. Until next year, have a great New Year's.
Out here.